Hey everyone, welcome to the channel where we love to talk about movies. Welcome especially if you're new. If you enjoy talking about movies and staying up to speed on what's in theaters and what's worth checking out, be sure to hit that subscribe button so you never miss a review. Alright, with that we're going to get into today's review, which is for M3GAN. I saw this actually Thursday night, so it's a little bit late in posting this. They're a few days removed, but yeah, we're going to get into the review. I'm going to share my thoughts and we'll just start off with a synopsis. So this movie is about a robotics engineer at a toy company who builds a lifelike doll that begins to take on a life of its own. So this is a horror film. I was kind of excited to check it out. The trailers actually made it look pretty interesting, especially with kind of the subject matter. I'm a software engineer, so anything that kind of deals more with technology is going to be a bit more interesting for me. Yeah, kind of just diving into the things that I liked about the movie. I liked the main character. I found her personally quite relatable. I definitely think that I would behave similarly in that sort of a situation. And yeah, definitely kind of relate what it would be like to balance kind of work and hitting a deadline, especially with technology. And then also as the film goes on, kind of balancing the getting a product out versus testing it and that sort of a thing. So I thought that was interesting. I thought the actress did a pretty good job for the main character. I had kind of mixed feelings on the kid. I think it was done well. Like I think the intention was to kind of have mixed feelings, but I think the kid's name was Katie, and it was hard because I think a lot of the film she acts like a brat, but she's just a kid and she's just trying to process her parents having died. That's part of the setup of the film. That's not really a spoiler, but so I think that was I was just kind of conflicted because I went back and forth of like trying to be understanding, but also being faced with the fact that she's just acting like a brat a lot of the time. But I think that worked, and that's certainly what I think the movie was going for. I didn't think the therapist that was provided was all that good. Definitely didn't paint therapists in the best light, but that's I guess that's probably the case sometimes. But I thought that was kind of interesting. And then kind of the for other characters, I thought the Gemma's boss was just kind of fine. I think he was meant to be a lot more funny, but I just found him to be kind of annoying, especially being able to relate to Gemma. I'm like, I wouldn't be able to do it with that guy as my boss. That'd make it very difficult. But I thought the actor did a good enough job. I mean, across the board, I thought the acting was fine. It wasn't any like I didn't recognize any of the actors as any like A-list actors, but yeah, I think it was kind of a lower budget film, and that's the people that they got for it. But yeah, overall, it kind of towed the line between going into like too cheesy of horror, but it definitely gave us some kind of brutal violence and towed that line very perfectly. I don't myself care for very cheesy horror, so it was but like this is as close to it as it gets, and for me to still kind of enjoy it. But yeah, the overall, I think kind of wrapping things up, I think it's a film that was entertaining kind of throughout, and especially for a horror film. Like I don't think it's the best horror film out there, but it's certainly entertaining, especially this time of year, having gotten through kind of the November, December months when you get all your awards movies out. January can be kind of slow, so this is a good popcorn movie. It's not gonna win any awards, but I found it entertaining. I think most people probably would. It was fun to see in theaters. It definitely has a few jump scares, and yeah, I think if you're gonna go see it, it's probably good to see it in theaters. But certainly, if you can't check it out in theaters, I think it's worth checking out at home if you're looking for something to watch. Don't necessarily have to go out of your way to see it, but yeah, I think it's a good horror film that I hadn't seen before. Overall, my letter grade is a B for it. If you've had a chance to see it, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this review, be sure to smash that like button. And with that, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in the next video.